Hello bulls, hello bears, welcome back to my channel Stock Rumors. My name is Andy and today I have a very useful video for you. Today I will explain the mental process I go through to pick good stocks. Now, if you're an experienced investor, this could be a good mental exercise for you. And if you're new in investing, I will try to explain everything in a very simple way. Today, I will analyze the company Groupon. But first, I must disclose that at this moment, I have an open position in the company. I have invested thousands of dollars in Groupon. Now, after that being said, let's go ahead and analyze the company. So this right here is the chart for Groupon. Now, if you don't understand yet, a candlestick chart, pay attention because I will break it down for you. The easiest way to understand it is to know that a green candlestick like this one, a green candlestick tells you that the price went up. So this green candlestick here is a bullish candlestick. And it's letting me know that the price went up. Now, when I see a red one, like this one right here, a red one, I know that the price went down. The red one is a bearish candlestick. So green candlestick, the price goes up. Red candlestick, the price goes down. Green candlestick is bullish. Red candlestick is bearish, right? So that's the basic. Now here we can see that the price has been going down. How do we know? Well, because we have all these red candlesticks or bearish candlesticks. Now I have selected here a daily chart. When you analyze charts, you can select different time frames. You can select a weekly time frame, a daily time frame, an hourly time frame, and so on. So if I want to know what happened the past few days, I would select a daily time frame. So when I select a daily time frame, each individual candlestick represents one day, right? So this is one day, this is another day, this is another day, and so on. And if you notice, it will tell you right here at the bottom, it tells you the date, right? That was December 2nd. So this red one is December 2nd. This one is December 3rd, this one is December 4th, and so on. So since I have selected a daily chart, each individual candlestick is one day. So if I want to know what happened on November 5th, I select the daily time, the daily chart, and since the chart or candlestick here is green, I know that on November 5th, the price went up, right? You see how cool it is and how simple it is? Many people complicate things. I want to explain it to you in a very simple way. Green is up, red is down. I have selected a daily time frame. That means that each individual candlestick is one day. So I know that on November 5th, the price went up. If I hover over this one, I know that on November 18th, the price went down, right? Because it's red and so on. Now, we see here a huge candlestick, right? It's really long compared to other small ones like these, right? So we have here a long candlestick, a long red candlestick. That means that the price went down drastically. Now, with the candlestick, I know what was the range on that day, right? I know what was the highest point, right? And we see that the price went all the way up to $2.93, and it went down all the way down to $2.74. So not only do I know what was the price on that day, but I know the range. I know the entire price action for the day. So there was a drastic change in price on this day, because the longer the candlestick, the longer or the larger the range, right? So if we see here, this green one is long, right? So we know that the price on that day was from $2.73 all the way up to $3, all right? So it was a drastic increase in price, right? So this is the, most simplistic way to explain a candlesticks chart, right? Now, analyzing Groupon, I know that the price for the past few days has been going down. Now, I want to know the reason for it. So what I would do, right? Let's say I never heard of the company Groupon before. This is the first time I hear about it. I open the chart and I see this price decline. I want to know what happened. So I will go ahead and search, right? Do a search for, Groupon News. And here we have a report, and it says shares of Groupon, right? This is from the Market Watch. It says that shares of Groupon are off 3% in the pre-market trading Tuesday after Goldman Sachs analyst Michael downgraded the stock to sell from neutral, right? So Goldman Sachs labels companies, right? And Groupon had a status of neutral. Don't sell, don't buy, just hold or stay neutral. But now they said, you know what? Groupon is a bad company. You should sell it. So the market reacted to this report. And how do we know? Well, because it is reflected here in the price action, right? We know that around the time when Goldman Sachs came out with that report, the price went down. And if you notice at the bottom here, we see these bars. These bars represent volume, or the amount of shares that were traded on that particular day. And we see a long, tall bar here. So that means that a lot of shares were sold around this time. And I found another article here. And it says that Groupon is trading near the all-time lows that it set 3 years ago, right? Revenue has fallen for 15 consecutive quarters. Now, every 3 months, companies are required to release an earnings report. In other words, in every quarter, companies must say, well, we lost money or we made money. This is where we stand. That's every 3 months. Now, for the past 15 consecutive quarters, they have lost revenue, right? Revenue has fallen for 15 consecutive quarters, and that includes its largest decline, 15% year-over-year drop. That's a lot, which is reported in its latest financial update. It looks bad, right? It says here revenue and even the number of customers in North America are declining. And earlier this week, the stock was downgraded to a sell by Goldman Sachs. We already discussed that, right? So it looks bad. Now, is there anything positive about the company? Well, it says here, the silver lining here is that part of the retreat is strategic. Gross profit per active customer is actually inching higher as Groupon pivots away from low margin offerings. So Groupon is working on the margins, right? So that's good news. It says a turnaround will take time, but as the stock nears its historic lows, it's easy to see it bouncing back in 2020. If the market perceives that Groupon is at least bottoming out at this point, right? So let's go back to the chart, and without getting into too many details, the Rsi Indicator tells me if the stock was oversold or overbought, right? If you see this line here getting out of the shadow here to upward, that means that the stock was overbought, and that could indicate that the price is going to drop. But if you see the line here getting out of the shadow at the bottom here going down, that means that the stock was oversold. Most likely there was an overreaction to what? Well, to the report that I mentioned before. So this right here is also, a good indicator. This is a hope that the price will go back up. So now I cannot rely on just one indicator or just one report. I have to see the big picture, right? Now, what I could do is zoom out a little bit and go back in time to see if anything similar happened before with Groupon, right? So I will go back here with my daily chart, and I see something similar happen around August. Right here we see another decline during August 2019. Now, I already know the reason, and the reason for that is the earnings report. If you see here, I click and I see the earnings report, and we know that the past 15 reports have been bad, but this decline here was due to this report because they were estimating a 2 cents profit per share, and in reality they got a -9, right? So it was bad, right? Actually, the earnings was -7, and they were expecting 2 cents per share, so we got a -9. So it was bad, and there was a decline in price. Now we see here how the price rallied during September. So a month later, right? It was here at this low here, and a month later the price went back up. Now, if we compare this price here, we go across here to the price right now, we see a pattern. We see a similarity here in price. Now, when the price goes down a few times to the same level, we call that support. It's like a floor, right? Now, it's not 100%. It's not 100%. It's not 100% safe, but it is an indicator that from that point the price will go back up. So you see a support here. It is a support. So if you notice, every time that the price goes down to this point, it goes back up. It goes back to this point, it goes back up. It goes back around this point, it goes back up. And now we're here, and the price found support. Now comes the hard part. After analyzing everything, now I have to make a decision. Should I sell my stocks? Should I buy some more? Should I stay away from the company? Let me know what would you do in the comments below. But I will tell you what I did. I went ahead and bought a lot more shares. Now, I'm not telling you here to go ahead and buy shares of Groupon because I own them, right? It's very risky. I can tell you that. If the price goes down, I will lose a lot of money. But if the price goes up, I will make a lot of money too. So I'm taking the risk. Now, the reason for my decision is that I like the online presence of Groupon, all right? There's other companies out there struggling because they don't have the online presence as Groupon. You have companies like JCPenney, like Macy's. They're struggling because their online business is not as good, right? So that being said, at a $1.4 billion valuation, another big company could buy Groupon, right? And if that happened, you know what's going to happen to the price, right? It's going to go up. The stock was oversold. Many people reacted, and they reacted out of fear. And I like to buy shares at a discount. When most of the people are selling, I buy because I'm buying at a lower price. And then I wait for it, right? So in my mind, Groupon is not to trade, right? Because you have to understand there is a difference between trading and investing. If you trade, you're buying companies just to sell them right away and buy and you sell, you buy, you sell, trying to make a profit. But when you invest, that's when you analyze a company from all different angles, all different perspectives. You think about it. You understand the fair value of the company. And then, you know, if you think you can, the company has potential, you go for it. That's what I did. I don't think I will make money soon. Actually, I'm bearish right now. That means I'm losing money already because the company went down more than I expected. But I think in the coming year, there might be a rebound, all right? So there has to be a bottom where sellers stop selling and they say, well, maybe we overreacted. And they start buying again at a lower price and the price might go up. Again, I'm taking a huge risk here because I invested, let me tell you, half of my portfolio right now is Groupon, you know, and that. I don't suggest or I don't recommend for people to do that, to put most of their eggs in one basket. Okay, that's what I did. I think the company has potential. I actually like their business. I actually believe in Groupon myself. So you have to. My suggestion is that you invest in companies that you know well, right? Groupon, it's a stable company. Their valuation is fair. I think it was oversold. I like their model, and even though they've been reporting losses, they're not extreme. All right, so I think there is potential. Now, with this video, I hope that you learned the mental process I go through when it's time to buy, right? I don't just pick random stocks and buy or no, right? Sometimes you have to think outside the box, right? So that's what I did. That is the mental process I go through. I analyze the chart. I do some research. I read the news. I try to buy at a lower price. And then I wait, right? I wait for the price to go back up. And if it doesn't, well, that's part of the business too. I hope you guys are safe out there. Don't this type of stock is for the professionals. You have to understand what you're doing because I don't want you to lose money. I actually want you to make money. But at least you have an understanding now of candlesticks charts of different indicators, how to understand the news, the earnings reports, and that way you have a better understanding of risk reward. I hope you found good value in this video. If you would have done something different, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. This was the analysis of Groupon. This is one of the stocks I own at the moment. Hopefully I can recover and make a profit. Bulls and bears. I'll see you in the next one.